Fairfax, Mr. Plum.
Speaking of the motion, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I think the most insightful speech we had on the floor in the 2016 session came late in this session from the gentleman from Powhatan, Mr. Ware. And I don't know how he and I will agree on this particular bill, but what he said, and I can't do it as eloquently as he did, but he essentially said, now when you go back home and you get a good idea about what ought to happen in our schools, don't come down here and pass a law. It really is the case, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, as the gentleman has just stated, it's our parents working with our elected school board that should make these kind of decisions. Now, the other thing I will add to that, in addition to our staying out of the micromanagement of local public schools, please, I would also add to it that when you have an incident, we had an incident, and as a result of that incident, we now got a bill before us where the legislature is going to expose its authority over the State Board of Education and over our local school boards. That is an overreach that I think the governor has recognized that is not necessary nor appropriate. Local school boards are, in fact, dealing with parents every day, and I can assure you that when there's inappropriate material before a class, the local school board hears about it. Now, not necessarily every parent will agree with how the local school board decides on a particular issue, but I don't think we need to be a safety valve where a disgruntled parent then can run down here to Richmond and get a bill put in place. When you put a bill in place, regardless of the content of it, when the State Board of Education tries to deal with it, when this local school board tries to deal with it, you take away the flexibility of those bodies because the legislature has acted. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I don't back away from the concern that some people might have about materials that their children are exposed to. But the question becomes, how do you deal with that? And I don't believe you do it in the Capitol in Richmond. I believe you do it in the local school boards. We now elect our school boards. We need to give them the power to be able, within their community mores and their community standards, to deal with issues like this. So, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I would respectfully ask that we uphold the governor's veto by voting no on the motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.